Hi, my name is Dr. John Douillard, and I want to talk to you today about the amazing effects of meditation and prayer and living in real time. Did you know that we are actually living in the past? Everything that I'm saying, everything that you're seeing has already happened. Let me explain. In the 1800s, a telegraph wire could transport information from New York to Chicago in a quarter of a second. We would think that our nervous system would easily outperform an 1850 telegraph wire. But the reality is that our nerves in our body travel as slow as 1 mile an hour up to 60 mile an hour at top speed. Actually, very, very slowly. What's more interesting is that when I look at my hand, it takes my brain about a quarter of a second for my brain to register that I'm actually looking at my hand. The light hits my retina, goes to my occipital lobes, to my frontal lobes. It takes about a quarter of a second for me to actually recognize what I just saw. That's the amount of time it took in 1850 to send a telegraph from New York to Chicago. Just an amazing amount of speed. So when I look at my hand, it already happened a quarter of a second ago. If I'm drinking a glass of wine, it already happened a quarter of a second ago. So everything that I see and I do and I say, reality is that our brain is not aware of it until a quarter of a second later, sometimes more than that, which is really interesting when you think about it. It means we're living in the past, that everything has already happened. Which means that if it's already happened, then I really can't control any of it because it's already been done. So when you think about how many of us try to control our environment, the people around us, and the events and the world itself, how are you going to control something that already happened? So at the very least, to take away from this discussion, and I have a pretty profound article at LifeSpa.com about this concept. Everything that we're trying to control has already happened. So at the very least, let's say, hey, you know what? Maybe we should just stop trying to control everything. Okay. Now what's interesting also is that there's one sense, the sense of hearing, that is much faster than any of our other senses. 5 to 10 times faster than our sense of sight, or our sense of taste, or a sense of touch. When I touch something, it always takes me about a quarter of a second for my brain to realize what I just touched. Again, we're in the past. Even if I touch you, it's like, I already touched you, but it's crazy to think about. Great dinner conversation to think about. What are all the crazy things that can happen, or what does it really mean that we're actually living in a quarter to a half second in the past? So we have on a sense of hearing of what's called the startle response, where if you get like scared, like in the middle of the night by a sound, that sound waves will send a nerve fire directly to your spinal nerves to get adrenaline to be produced to get you up a tree to save your life. And that happens in 10 times faster than what we actually would see. Regular sound happens about 5 times faster than what we actually see. So, which really is interesting too, because now we're looking at music and dance and chanting and rhythms. I mean, you think about music and rhythm and dance, I mean, they're mainstays in our evolutionary process, our history, our religions, what makes us feel comfortable and enjoy life today. In our modern world is music and relaxing with music. And now we have science to show that it helps us get closer to real time. So the question here is, what gets us closer to real time? There's a company called the Advanced Brain Technologies that has soundtracks that you can listen to that help get you closer to real time. The researchers there at the Advanced Technologies, Brain Technologies Center say that the only way to really, really do it is to not think and block out your senses and to access the unconscious mind. Well, I thought that was really interesting because we're all about at LifeSpa.com proving ancient wisdom with modern science. And ancient wisdom said that if you pray or meditate, you transcend thoughts, stop thinking. We become sort of disconnected from our senses. Therefore, we sort of become sort of in a sensory deprivation sense. So we stop thinking, stop feeling, stop using our senses. We drop into the unconscious mind, which doesn't use the brain, doesn't use neurons. Neurons that fire take time. Time puts us in the past. So if you were actually meditating and trained your brain to meditate, you could actually taste the water of real time. Sleep is a different energy. Sleep produces more what are called delta waves in the brain. And during all 4 stages of sleep, there's always some thinking or dreaming involved. So we're, again, using neurons. Clearly, we need sleep. Probably gets us closer to real time than most anything else. But meditation is predicted to get you beyond thinking into the unconscious mind. And it's a whole different set of brainwaves that define meditation, a meditative state. Alpha and theta brainwaves, really slow brainwaves, are, if not in real time, as close as we can get to real time. Another really good reason to meditate. And when you think of all the science behind meditation and prayer, the fact that it increases oxytocin, it affects us epigenetically, helps increase cellular longevity, helps us lengthen our telomeres, which are linked to less stress, longer life, less heart disease. I mean, the studies on meditation go on and on and on, blood sugar, diabetes. It's sort of amazing, right? All you do is close your eyes and stop thinking and the body heals. Maybe we heal in real time and we are trained to dip the cloth in the dye of real time on a regular basis to optimize our longevity, our health, maybe even our potential. So I write about that in the article associated with this video. And I invite people to test real time by using what I call my 1-minute meditation. I have a video on that, and the link, you can go to my website at lifespa.com and type in 1-minute meditation. It'll take you to a video and show you how to do a 1-minute meditation, which includes about 30 seconds of breathing like a bellows-like breath through your nose, like about 30 times to pump a lot of oxygen in the brain. And then you just close your eyes and be still for a minute. And after 30 seconds of breathing as vigorously and as fast and as deep as you can without getting dizzy, do that 30 times and be still for 30 seconds. And when you slowly open your eyes after about a minute of that, you may realize that there were glimpses there where you were not thinking, that you don't remember having a thought, that you tapped into real time, which means that we have the potential to experience life without thinking or feeling with our senses, but to just be and experience the true reality that we actually do live in, which can actually happen now. The real now, in the present, not in the past, but right now. Fascinating discussion. Please check out this article that I write about this. I think it's just fascinating what all this means. Oh my gosh, we're in the past. Let's see if we can dip the cloth in the dye of the present. Enjoy the now. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. Douillard. Hi, did you like this video? Do you like our content here at LifeSpa? You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/John Douillard right here and get this valuable content every week in your inbox.
This recording is brought to you by LifeSpa, where ancient Ayurvedic wisdom meets modern science. Get access to free health video newsletters by Dr. John at lifespa.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.